and technology. Good afternoon and Jai Jagat, everyone. Good afternoon and Jai Jagat, everyone. I extend my warm greetings to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the event Love You, where we all will be taking a dive into the world of imagination and creative thought. Painting is silent poetry, and poetry is painting that speaks. And today, we all have gathered here to witness and cherish the amalgamation of both. So let's be ready to breathe and experience and breathe up poetry. Now, it's time to welcome our eminent judge, Honorable Dr. Malika Tripathi ma'am, who is an exceptional educationalist and a freelance writer with a distinguished career of over 19 years providing communication excellence and giving solutions to the people. Currently, she is working as a professor and head Department of Applied Science and Humanities at Firoz Gandhi Institute of Engineering and Technology. She is well known for her poetic venture, I'm a Woman, an anthology of heartfelt verses, and Oh Son, My Son, have carved a niche for her in the poetic world. She is a lifetime member of the Poetry Society of India. She is associated with the editorial board of the Literary Confluence. Dr. Malika Tripathi is a multifarious personality blessed with poetic abilities. She has been awarded for her humanitarian spirit and special contribution to the adoption scheme of wild animals. She has a number of national and international papers to her credit and is actively associated with research journals and organizations in their editorial and executive bodies. She was recently awarded for her special contribution in the field of academics by Postal Department, Ministry of Post and Telecommunications. She's a great academician, poetess, honorary legal consultant, and an orator who firmly believes that true success lurks in the nobility of head and heart. We are extremely honored by your gracious presence, ma'am. So let's begin the event for the day and be ready to enjoy the spontaneous flow of powerful emotions. And first of all, I would like to invite our very first team, OD 2102. The OD 2102, kindly take the floor. Again, I would like to call upon OD 2102 to take the floor. Okay, now I would like to invite OD 2103. Kindly take the floor. Can I invite OD 2103 once again? Kindly take the floor. Can I request the IT team to present the slides as well? Invite once more. I would love to invite the team OD2103. Okay, so by the time I would like to switch and I'm going to call OD2104. Okay, just let me calculate it. OD2105. So is OD2105 there?
Yes, ma'am, we are here.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly take the floor, child.
Should we begin, ma'am?
Sure, you can.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Greetings of the day.
To switch on the camera.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, my camera is on.
Okay, child. Yes, please take the floor.
Okay, ma'am. Greetings of the day. Emancipation, freedom from bondage. India got freedom in the late 40s from the British, for they were smitten with India's riches. As the independence movement was unleashed, India took the lead and squeezed the British, and they were given the option to quit or perish. India stands at crossroads today amidst a plethora of confusion, with belligerent neighbors and rising population. With options limited and rampant corruption, was this the emancipation dreamt by the previous generation? Freedom is the birthright of all living beings. It is sacrosanct and divine. Caging birds is a crime. Trampling dreams is a crime. Deforestation is a crime. And killing is a crime. Let there be peace and liberty. Let there be life and dignity. May everyone in the whole world be happy and free. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful amalgamation of picture illustration and words can be seen here in your poetry. Well done, team. Now I would like to invite OD2106. Kindly take the floor.
ਹੁਣ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਲਵਾਂਗੀ ਕਰੀ
साथ में खड़ा
Can I call OD2106?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope she's there. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Emancipation. The dark, shadowy contradicting, waiting for the light. The time has come to say goodbye to the tragic, disastrous, invisible prison that caged our dreams. Break all the shackles and the barriers. Leap on the bright side with a beam. Emerge from the cocoon. Thou freedom is waiting. Come out and perceive thy beautiful taste your dreams, which are as high as mountains, as deep as ocean, and as wide as the sky. Show them thy light. Show them thy glory. Show them what you can do. Explore new horizons and reach new heights. Make your world joyous and bright. Spread your wings and enjoy your freedom and rights. Thank you.
Very nice. And I'm sure you will surely reach the height. Now it's time for me to call
Excuse me, ma'am.
2107.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am OD2102. Ma'am, when you called my code, I was not able to unmute my mic.
Absolutely fine, child. No problem. I'll be calling your name after this. Okay?
Okay, okay, ma'am.
So can I request OD2106 to take the floor? 07.
Good afternoon. Today I'm going to present a poem before you. Emancipation. All the dim nights have ended. All your torture has suspended. The haunting days are now over. And stress-free hours are now closer. For all I carry now is liberty. Your captivity cannot forbid me. Like a caged bird set free, I'll glide high, carefree. Now all you pay heed is to my success. But ever thought of my sufferings? I fought and then rose. Because not to give up is what I chose. The sky-piercing mountains are waiting for me. The beloved, untamed rivers are welcoming me. It's the time most awaited. At last, I am emancipated. Thank you.
Beautiful. And I've seen that you have chosen not to give up. Wonderful. Now I would like to invite team OD2102. Kindly take the floor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, child, you may start.
Yes, ma'am. La manumeter. Free from rules, free from statute. I'll fly far away from all your bounding soul. You thought of me as coruscant as your misfortune. My destiny will not cast in my tyrant's mold. Neither I had staple rights, nor any sky to fly, just obligated to satiate your voracious diet. You anticipate my devotion, but do you deserve it? I don't have my beauty for you to stage it and trade it. Prayed for emancipation and moved on, empowered to seize your torment-tortured taunts. A light of hope and faith instilled in me to overcome barriers, obstacles, hindrances. Stroke of luck, you see. Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful. And I'm sure your poem has instilled faith in everyone present over here. So now I would like to invite team OD2108. Team OD2108, kindly take the floor.
Yes, ma'am. My greetings to all. Now I would like to start. Planters from the Caribbean, Lord Brougham and the others had already put forth the debate. They were not trading slaves, they were trading their own freedom. They changed barriers to shield. Milestones were made stepping stones. It was a dark midnight. The storms were indicating the upcoming light. The early struggle was just a path. Later, it became a road, a bliss for upcoming generations. They did not gain freedom, they gained emancipation from slavery by proclamation. Thank you.
Wonderful. And I'm sure your poem is certainly a bliss for upcoming generation. Now I'd like to invite team OD2109. May I request OD2109 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Just, please excuse me for a second.
Child?
Ma'am, this is not the PPT we sent.
May I request the IT team to kindly change? You may begin, okay, child? Yes.
Ma'am, I cannot see my PPT.
Do you have your poem with you?
Yeah.
You may recite from there only.
Okay. Emancipate. She had many opinions, many of them unheard. She had battle scars, many of them unseen. Her pride lied below her covers, which was never set.
I think there is a network glitch towards 09 site. So now I would like to call upon OD2110. May I request OD2110 to take the floor?
Good afternoon, everyone. I would now like to begin the poem. They were tortured, treated like the paraphernalia of the owners. Their dinner was potato pie with boiled bacon in it, so thick with fat that they could scarcely eat it. But they knew that no rack could torture them, for they were caged, but their soul was independent. They had the spark to get themselves free. What they needed was another breeze. Then one day came a soul from others apart. They knew it was that breeze with a heavenly made heart. After laborious attempts of his, the gates to success opened, and to all the slaves, a new life was proclaimed. They were granted citizenships and all the rights, but barely did that soul know that he had put this world into a new light.
Wonderful. What a mellifluous, melodic presentation you have made. Wonderful, child. Now I would like to invite. Yes.
I'm from OD2103. Actually, I wasn't able to unmute when you called us. So.
Okay, after OD09, I would be giving you a chance.
All right, ma'am.
10, sorry, let me stand correct. Okay, now I would like to invite OD2111.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Let me start. Born in the late 80s, she was the most precious girl amidst the family of the Katies. From the start of colonization of the British to the people's sorrowful call was all what she could from her childhood recall. Revenue was high and so were the taxes. Some people hopelessly pled and some desperately died, and they laid an infinite number of human corpses. That same thing happened with her dear father. The fire in herself just eventually got higher and higher. Then she decided to emancipate the people from this unjust rule. Then it was a struggle she saw, and it worked out as an avenge fuel. More than 100 years spent, 1,000 laid their lives, and then the feelings of discontent. Unfortunately, she was one of many who faced the gun and wasn't able to see the free rising sun. But it was not her efforts which suffered fate. At least she was able to emancipate her country's mates. For ground and heaven, it was all she could see. From the depths of her heart, she cried to be free. Thank you.
Beautiful flow of words, extremely wonderful and heart-touching. Now I would like to invite OD2103. So OD2103, now you may take the floor.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I'm representing OD2103. So the title of my poem is Let's Break Free. So I'll be starting with it now. Ah, how dare this beggar enter this temple? This Indian brand can't match the level of this global brand. We are unlucky to have a girl child. All those with a corrupted mind, tell me, where do they stand? It has been 74 years since we have got freedom. Freedom from the colonial power. A salute to all those valiant fighters. Now we must break the chains of those blocked mind towers. Locks named males always above females. Need a key to make these narrow thinking tracks wider. The Dalits and have-nots are considered aliens to this world. They have made their thoughts confined like a web of spider. For the freedom's not to tie. Untying is what is needed. Untying ourselves from all the false ropes of criticism. We need to unlock the people behind the bars of hatred and malice. It's time that we liberate ourselves for real and break the dull prison. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Not only your poem, but the way you recited the poem even was equally wonderful, mesmerizing. Now I would like to call upon team OD2112. OD2112, you may take the floor.
Thank you, ma'am. Is everybody hearing me okay?
Yes, child, you're audible.
Thank you, ma'am. I am here to represent OD2112. Kites and rifles never murdered liberal souls. Blood that sang on streets yesterday is replaced by the wine of today's victory. When the rising sun cradles terror in lieu of hope, you know the people have had enough. Bridges burn, cities collapse in pursuit of freedom. Tyrants forget that people fear the future he is creating more than him. When the fire of liberation burns fiercer than blisters of torture, you know the people have had enough.
Beautiful.
Tears of agony mingle with Caribbeans bearing soil. Slavery could never chain Africans' mutinous thoughts. When God is thrown on pavements and dictators reside in temples, you know the people have had enough. Tempests rise, seas roar, and clouds thunder. Nature is sovereign, it never sustains monarchs. Thrones are toppled, crowns turn to ashes. Dreams are being weaved again, the oppressed are free. Thank you.
Beautiful articulation, wonderfully done. Now I would like to invite team OD2117. May I request team OD2117 to take the floor?
Thank you, ma'am. In anticipation of emancipation, restrictions hampered their dreams like a rock hindering a flowing stream. They were a little flawed and mystified. They had eyes, yet pretended to be blind. Those who suffered always gazed towards the sky. They were not hopeless because some angels were born who awakened the spirits to fly. Freedom is a hope for a newer tomorrow. When you break your bonds and leave the sorrow. Freedom of speech, freedom of expressions, and a shimmering morrow. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Thank you so much for filling the optimism in all of us with your beautiful poem. Now I would like to invite team OD2119. OD2119, you may take the floor.
Yes, ma'am. Greetings to all. Here goes my poem. Others took it as a fun, looking at it as a piece of art. No one felt the emotions in her heart. A girl once saw her and could hear her cry. The bird's cry touched the heart of the girl. Tears fell from her eyes like pearl. The poor girl was bound, could not set her free. She was bound with the societal norms. She started to talk to the bird and connected emotionally. The bird looked at the sky and spread her wings and closed it again, looking at the cage strings. The girl saw her helpless and decided to set her free, no matter what the consequences would be. She heard the bird's cry to be set free to fly. The cry was made to be heard by her friend, to fly and rule the sky. The girl opened the cage and set her free. She came out of the cage with her tiny legs. She spread her wings to feel the air. She saw her freedom and kept to stare, but could not fly into the air. She did not care about the failure to fly. She was storing the freedom in her eye. She seemed to smile within her heart and lay down straight with her soul apart. The girl looked at her and joyfully cried, but soon realized that the poor cage bird had died. Though the bird had died, but the freedom prevailing should not hide. Thank you.
Wonderful, and I'm sure that you two are going to rule the sky. Now it's time for me to call team OD2120. Can I request OD2120 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. The title of the poem is Tomorrow Will Belong to Us. Today it seems to be a rule. Why do you think we are born fool? You have power, wealth, and patriarchy, but don't recognize a role worth a penny. As men are supposed to belong to a group of leaders, our role is considered to be just of feeders. We are expected to wash dishes. But did you ever think of our wishes? It was an unwritten rule about which no one ever wrote, that many patriarchal societies gave us the right to vote. It is an unwritten rule why our status in the society declines, and why on us every rule implies. Now it is hard for us to breathe. So from now we want to lead. Till now you have ruled the world in cold, but soon the throne will have a lady in bold. We will soothe the wounds of past. With success, we have a story to cast. One day the things shall certainly change, and we will fly out of the cage. A fly without boundaries that will change our fate. For that, we would unlock every closed gate. We have many dreams that will certainly come true, as we are not weaker, that will come in front of you. How will it happen? Seems to be a mystery, but soon you will be able to see it is a history. Soon we will bring our salvation and an emancipation and change of the patriarchy for the better world's creation. Today, it seems to far-fetched fantasy, but soon it will become the destiny. Thank you.
Beautiful. And I'm sure the youth of today will surely bring equality in the society. Now I would like to call upon team OD2123. So may I request OD2123 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the La Poesie participant representing School Code LP OD2123. The theme for La Poesie this year is emancipation, and here is my creation on the same. Bound with chains 100, rattle so familiar as I bled. Noose around the neck I wear, tightens along the words we share. Will it suffocate the breath out of me? Now it's getting hard to breathe. Looking around like a little bird with no score. Will I get to spread those wings and soar? I've been in the dark and hidden me, and hope for the light to set me free. That's the way it's going to be, until I leave my bounds and flee. The gust of wind, now I breathe. With no chains now, I am me. Cries of pain are now a smile on my face. Freedom is with every breath I take. Thank you.
A wonderful amalgamation of picture illustration and words can be seen here in your poetry very well. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request team OD2125 to recite the poem.
Thank you very much, ma'am. A good afternoon for everyone present here. I represent the team OD2125. Tous portent à la émancipation des femmes. The men play games as they lay claims. You're the slave of the bolder and freer. Yes, it's us. Oh, people possessed by these thoughts of carte blanche. Liberty is indivisible. Then why does it serve only half the humanity? The history is fraught. It's not but meritless. The rules are different for every man, Jack. This freedom is futile and harmony is endangered. It's due season. Come, break this norm senseless. Holy feminine, you're a captive of thoughts that aren't yours. Recollect those noblest deeds God hath given you. Wipe your tears, fortify your minds. Emancipation. If you seek, you shall find. Oh, woman, let your visions go past infinity. Strive for deliverance from those fringes called laws. Let flames of salvation ignite the souls. Awaken in glory and defy the confines of prejudice. Thank you.
Thanks for presenting your beautiful thoughts. Now I would like to request team OD2126 to take the floor.
Thank you, ma'am.
May I request OD2126 to recite the poem?
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Emancipation. Look what's happening now. This is not the way it should be. The world has changed along with us, and we don't know what we do. We sometimes suffer from our own matters, as many thrills are heard every day. We should be well adjusted, but not like this, to stop filling the world with slavery. The human is well developed, but their mentality is null. We must clue in and probe around to see the idle rules which are null. All have rights and can stand by your side to get the freedom that they wish. But we should work as one, but not as slaves for these mad kingpins who are dumb. Thank you.
When the youth is so aware, then surely we are not going to suffer at all. Now I would like to call upon team OD2131. May I request team OD2131 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. The 60s brought the clash of arms, the memory of its thrills and charms, while Negro slaves for freedom wait till heaven bore to give them aid. The God of nations, God of right, kept back success with the fight till Lincoln vowed on bended knee to set the Negro bondsman free. The 1st of January, see, in 1863, the first Emancipation Day, the son of freedom rose that day. The night of bondage drove away, when Senator Lincoln did decree that slaves forever shall be free, as years of time have come and gone. For each the Negro race has borne a pendant fruit in freedom's name that will not bring the nation Emancipation Day so great with joy we need to celebrate.
Very well knitted thoughts in the form of composition. Now I would like to invite team OD2132. May I request OD2132 to take the floor?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I perfectly audible?
Yes, child, you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm representing OD2132. Oh, look how her once pretty face is wheeled and locked indoors. The one who walked with grace now is struggling with bleeding, bruised knees, and still more. Shoulders drooping, eyes pouchy, muffled voices, bowed heads, accentuating her ghastly beauty. And the oppressor, they are oh so clever, targeting her kindness, showing bitterness sweetly. Ah, you pitiless, just see how she falls, and yet rise with the same sympathy in her heart, stifled by the shackles of patriarchy for ages. Then and now, we women, we have longed for emancipation, to hold our head high, not bowed low. Thank you.
The way you have recited your poem has enhanced the beauty of your composition. Now I would like to request team OD2136 to take the floor. OD2136, you may take the floor.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm representing OD2136. Emancipation. Praise when I stay at home, look down on when I read. They say I just do the household works. Beauty and grace is all you need. Always stand behind my brothers and then my husband, watching them do the things I couldn't. Maybe I could have been on their level if I had received the lessons they were taught, mocked for doing anything else than housework, and judged on how my kids were raised. They silence me every time I want to emancipate myself, trying to shut me down and leave me dead. Service stories I can't tell, boundaries I can't cross, for it's a man world, you see. But people rather tend to forget who made the man was just another woman like me. Thank you.
You have conveyed very thoughtful message through your poem. That's wonderful. Now I would like to invite team OD2138. May I request OD2138 to take the floor?
Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. So I'm going to present the oppressed. Now all my hopes are still abated. Our queen is still waiting and is going to be waiting. She was waiting to pass a special resolution, but I have done no crime. I don't need vindication. Hopes were there in my highland hut, far in the savannah. With my family, though I was poor, I lived without any strain. Even our humble porridge seemed like manna. But here, all my habits, I struggle for even for a single grain. I toil all day in the dark. My voice is gone. My life is bleak and grey as the English clouds. I have nothing to show. for my work, except scars. Words are now wits, and my mind is scarred with them. Discrimination is a great torture. Hardly a day goes without pain. I cut the bonds that tie me down. I run faster than the swiftest wind, faster than the fleeing deer. My predators are behind me. I escape and run and keep running. For once, only once in my life, I won't look back. I don't look back. Thank you.
A beautiful composition with beautiful picture illustration too. Now I would like to call upon team OD2101. May I request OD2101 to recite poem.
Good afternoon, everyone. She was a slave in a queen's country. Crinolines and corsets, veils and weddings haunted her all over. She saw her life spreading out like a spilled ink bottle and let out a shudder of breath. The darkness between the stars threatened to swallow her whole. She was lost and did not know her way back home. Then she saw the ribbon of starlight which carried her over the turbulent waves of her life. She left the tendrils of hope blooming in the trenches of despair and saw the plumes of epiphanies seek out to drive out the flames of her captivity. And the catalysts of goodness would sought to rip out the shadows of cynicism. She made roaring whirlpools to drown out the raging of the male chauvinists. She let the past be burned away by the molten sun rays, which pierced the dark sky. She wielded her suffering as a shield, adorned her hurt as an armor, and her shackles as a sword. She rose as Lady Liberty, the ashes of her past fueling the fire. With thunder and lightning battling in her veins, with her soul alight with the fire of freedom, and her spirit dancing with the delirium of that infernal place. She rose like a phoenix from the ashes, unfettered and emancipated. Thank you so much for having us and have a great day.
And thanks to you too, because the choice of your words, intonation, and expression have left me awestruck. Beautifully composed poem. Now I would like to call upon team OD2113. So may I request OD2113 to take the floor?
LP OD2130 presents social liberty, eradication of a status. Nothing still changes. Slavery not, but what shall be abolished is injustice. Trying to find our place we know. For us, this place was never our home. Being a slave, all my life I have served, treated none better than a piece of dirt. I feel no different. However, today, it's all gonna be the same. Worse than it may. Problem was never the law. People's mindset is based, declaring us inferior based on our skin. Carrying such half-witted ideas, there isn't a chance in the time to come their race will live. No will to live anymore. He stood there shivering, took a deep breath as he jumped out. Closed his eyes and thinking how good it can be, leaving the world for good as on his way to total liberty. Thank you.
Very well said. Problem was never the law. In fact, problem is the mindset. Very beautifully composed poem. And now I would like to call upon team OD2114. May I request team OD2114 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, child. I can hear you.
Thank you for having me. Women folk of youth, responsibilities heavy as they bore, immersed in social customs, drenched in superstitions. Education was only for some, sidelined as a general population, not feeling safe. They worked with caution, as we see in most countries around the world. Beautiful roses, carnations, and daisies, crumpled, withered, fallen, stepped upon, until time slowly opened the gates of emancipation. Oh, to be free from those shackles of weeds, as daffodils, orchids now sway happily in the breeze. For education, freedom, and safety have set them free. Thank you.
And thanks for such an eye-opener poem. And I'm sure everybody will take some steps and eradicate this inequality where girls don't feel safe. Thank you so much. And now I would like to call upon Team OD2116. May I request Team OD2116 to take the floor?
Miss, I'm here. The topic is freedom calls. On stones I tread, my life I slay away. Dear God, you, the fairest father of all, why this injustice? Isn't justness your grace? My sons and daughters, how they suffer, my heart bleeds at their pain. Just for a meal of corn and lard, under the sun's glare we work away, only for punishment by the end of day. The woman, they as lifeless and dead, we watch as they defile our wives and daughters, the pain of a mother, hate of a father, and anger of a brother. We swallow it in, and such is our day. Our children, their smiles, we were born to protect, but our misery on them the Almighty has placed. The harshness of the world the youngest face, the crippling discipline and tortures they face. Our lives value to our masters as flies, easily praised, easily killed, but we are more than that. The unwritten rules that call us slaves, the unwritten rules that give our woman pain, sooner or later we shall break out of these chains. Revenge for our fathers we shall take. Then our people will be greater than those who wish for the demise of us all. We shall have the freedom to live the lives we want to live, to save our sisters from the clutches of hell, to raise our sons and brothers from the sunburned seeds of brown seeds, to give our fathers the tribute they deserve, to pay respect to our mothers for our birth. Our freedom is not far. They will see, and they will have to remove our bonds. Even if they shan't, we will escape, and we will try. Look it as God, with or without you.
Thank you so much for sharing the thoughtful presentation with all of us.
Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon Team OD2109. May I request Team OD2109 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Good morning, good afternoon, and good respected teachers. She had many opinions, many of them unheard. She had battle scars, many of them unseen. Her pride lied below her covers, which were never set free. Her strength was leashed. Her words were tired. She was scared that she would be denied. Being dominated back then was a woman's forte. But she roared as her words of freedom. Now she is fierce as a wild beast, walking as her body is set free. She has a lot to say because she is uninhabited. She is happy that she will be accepted because today she is finally emancipated. Thank you.
Well-knitted words in the form of composition. Beautiful. Now I would like to call upon Team OD2121. May I request OD2121 to take the floor? May I request OD2121 to take the floor? I hope Team 21 is there with us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. There was a trace of myself in what I last drew, but my last painting was 21 years ago. I used to look everywhere for the trace, but slowly was squeezed out of my life the sweet, the maze. The last time I searched was 16 years ago. When I lost the trace, I did not know who I was anymore. But it had been too long. I only knew the burden I bore. The last time I actually meant myself when I said I was 14 years ago. The lie that was I floated through life, being poked by blades and knives like a bubble that wishes to pop, but is unbreakable. Because self-hate is what thrives. The last time there was a moment with no hate was 13 years ago. The last time self-compassion managed to seep through was 9 years ago. The last time food did not taste like ash was 5 years ago. The last time I was not guilty for being myself was 4 years ago. The last time I felt alive was 1 second after freedom. I've been roaming for never and forever. No, I do not haunt people. I am a free soul. All this time, I had been filled with self-hate. If you are too, that does not your existence invalidate. If you are alive, it's okay to fight to live. I can't do the same, but today, just by wishing to live, I emancipate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm running short of words to express my feelings for this beautiful composition. Now I would like to call upon OD 2141. May I request OD 2141 to take the floor?
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. Can you please let me know if I'm clearly audible?
Yes, Shail, you're very much clearly audible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'm really glad to be a part of this platform. And we, Team OD 2141, bring before you our presentation. Let the literature be the silent weapon. Words and thoughts be the only reason. Eradicate the evils, remove the pains. Promise, my dear, promise to bring back the cherishing gains. Feel the spirit of prose, feel the essence of poetry. Spread the provoking notions of writers, spread the quotes like great fighters. Let the literature be the voice, unspoken, unheard, yet most powerful choice. Let the words ease the pain for humanity suffering behind the exhausting chains. Bring back that life that is meant to be. Let the Victorian era relieve and be free. Let the ink paint the world and awaken mind seas. Let the pen bring back the world's lost peace. Thank you.
And your beautiful poem has certainly awakens the mind of everyone out here. Now I would like to request our IT team to present, because as we have missed a couple of beautiful presentations, so I would request the IT team if you could just present the slide of OD 2119 first of all. Okay, I think I can ask the child to recite the poem one more time, right?
Yes,
so yes,
ma'am.
2119, would you like to recite the poem once again? So
Sure,
that,
ma'am.
yeah, okay, fine, sure.
Greetings to all. Others took it as a fun, looking at it as a piece of art. No one felt her emotions in her heart. A girl once saw her and could hear her cry. The bird's cry touched the heart of the girl. Tears fell from her eyes like pearl. The poor girl was bound, could not set her free. She was bound of the societal norms. She started to talk to the bird and connected emotionally. The bird looked at the sky and spread her wings and closed it again, looking at the kite strings. The girl saw her helpless and decided to set her free, no matter what the consequences would be. She heard the birds cry to be set free to fly. The cry was made to be heard by her friend, to fly and rule the sky. The girl opened the cage and set her free. She came out of the cage with her tiny legs and spread her wings to feel the air. She saw her freedom and kept to stare, but could not fly into the air. She did not care about the failure to fly. She was storing the freedom in her eye. She seemed to smile within her heart and lay down straight with her soul apart. The girl looked at her and joyfully cried, but soon realized that the poor caged bird had died. Though the bird had died, but the freedom prevailing should not hide. Thank you.
Thank you so much for enriching us with your beautiful composition once again. And last but not the least, I would request our IT team to present the beautiful slide of OD 2117. An aspiration of emancipation. Thank you so much. Now it's time for me to request our respected judge, Dr. Mallika Tripathi ma'am, to address the gathering. Ma'am, kindly bless us with your kind words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I would like to extend my heartiest gratitude to the entire organizing committee for inviting me to witness such a wonderful event. I'm really speechless. If I talk about poetry, I really feel that poetry is an echo of the soul. And as far as the performance of the students had been concerned, it was actually outstanding. What we really need so that to compose a piece of poetry is that creative instinct, I believe. And of course, your emotions, diction, and the power of expression. And I really feel that all the students had been winners in that way. Irrespective of the fact that who is going to be the ultimate winner, I really feel that all of them had been at their best. If we talk about Victorian poetry, I really feel that what we look forward for is a touch of pessimism, the use of senses and imagery, and all those illustrations and everything. And I really feel that all the students had been really, really wonderful. So I really feel that all of you are going to be the ultimate winner. And I really wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mallika ma'am. Poetry is important, no less than science. It seeks a hold upon reality, and the closeness of its approach is the test of its success. With this quote, I'd like to render my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Mallika Tripathi ma'am for her pearls of wisdom and inestimable time. And I'm sure that the magic which has been created by our young poets today has surely touched everyone's heart and soul out here. And now I would like to hand over the baton to Shalini ma'am. Over to you, Shalini ma'am.
Thank you, Rashmi. A good poem takes you to the city, to the sea, to the heart of any and all matters. You see it, taste it, belong to it. A good poem is a craft, a spinning of sound, word choice. A good poem is the arrangement of enchantment. Hope you all enjoyed La Poesie, which was our last competitive event for Odyssey 2021. And I stand corrected, as the third day of Odyssey draws to an end, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Your mere presence has honored us greatly. We hope to meet you again tomorrow, sharp at 2:50, where we will be having the prize distribution ceremony tomorrow with the victorious Viscons. Goodbye and take care.